What is going on, boys? Welcome back. It's been a long time again, but as you can see, winter is upon us. It is upstate New York, Adirondack area. Most recently noting that we got a good ice storm the other day. I haven't started it in a few days, so I'm going to start it today. I got to go do some errands. I'm doing some more work on my cylinder head, and as you guys can guess, it's taking forever. If you've not subscribed to Jaffro Mobile and you own a 4G63 powered anything, I recommend going over there and taking a look at his channel. He is the DSM and 4G guru. He is the guy. I'm sure there's, obviously there's more guys other than Jaffro, but he's one of my favorites. A lot of great automotive content, a lot of great in-depth, super in-depth reviews, parts breakdowns, teardowns, everything you can think of over there. He's what inspired me to start ripping apart my second 4G63 7-bolt cylinder head, and I've started to go through it and polish it, as you guys have seen, and poured it back out and replace a lot of the parts in it. So it's taken quite a while. He compiles a video. I'll put in the link in the description. It takes, I think he said something like 24 hours or something like that to get it all done. So I'm still doing mine, and I'm at hour probably 18 or 20. I'm getting in the home stretch, but every time you look at it, there's more work to be done. Anyways, let's fire this thing up. We got to make a hardware store run, get some buff pads, some Black Rouge Jewelers polishing compound, and some other stuff. Yeah, she's completely crusted in. Forgive me if this video's shaky. Oh, there we go. That's about how much ice we got right there. It's about, I don't know, it's knocking on a 1/4 inch in some spots. But anyways, I don't have my gimbal out here. That's what I was going to say. All right, let's see. Will she unlock? Will she open? Oh, she opened. All right, well, that's only half the battle. And yes, before anybody sees it, or hears it rather, I do have the loudest lifters in the game, so they tick like crazy. Let's see if we can get this puppy fired up. It's a cold, cold day, and it's supposed to get down to like minus 12 or something over the next couple of days, so I want to make sure that this thing gets started at least once, let the oil circulate through it. Usually it takes 2 good cranks. Oh, wow. I'm thoroughly amazed. She fired right up. All right. Let's get some heat going, get some defrost going. See if we can get a little assistance for the slippery ice removal. Nothing beats a 15-degree cold start in the middle of January in upstate New York. A little rich on start. Smells nice. All right, guys. Let me get this ice scraper out and get this cleaned up. That was the most ice I have ever scraped off of this car before. It took me about a half an hour to get this thing cleaned off, but looks like we're ready to go drive. Got the laptop. We're gonna plug in and do a little bit of logging, go for a quick drive, grab our stuff, and I'll show you guys how the cylinder head's coming and explain in detail exactly what the plan is, which parts I'm gonna use, and which machine shop up here I'm gonna use, and we're gonna just keep moving along with that project. And I'm thinking I'm gonna do a year in review. It's 2022. Happy New Year, by the way. I think a year in review video would be great. Show you guys all the stuff we went through over the last year, some of the pros and cons, stuff I liked, didn't like. We'll have that come in the next one. But anyway, let's hop in the car. Well, boys, we made it back here. It was a long drive. I had to stop at 4 or 5 different places, and I didn't really find everything that I needed, but I found a couple of things that I needed. Also got the workshop ready to roll. I've been doing a little bit of welding work down here. Bought myself a new bench vise, which I love. Got that thing bolted in. Just a Harbor Freight special, but she's a big jammy. Does the job, and it's got a little anvil face on it, so you can kind of beat on it if you need to. But that's bolted down. Anyways, let's get into what we got from the store. Nothing too exciting. All right. Get rid of this. So I picked up some 120 small wheels, 2 packs of each, small ones and the medium-sized ones. I also picked up these, as Jaffro uses in his video. These are the buffs, the little finishing abrasive buffs, the S11E Easy Block compatible. So I can put these right onto the regular Dremel screw-end tip. I got a thing of this E5 Black Emery Rouge. I was using the Harbor Freight stuff, and I mean, it was doing okay. I read better reviews on this stuff. This is the Ace Hardware stuff. I got another pack of these Chicago Electric buffing tips, and these actually last forever versus the like spongy ones. What else did I get here? Oh, got a quick release Dremel thing. And let me show you what I've been into over the last couple of days. I know we've gone through a lot of this already. I started doing the combustion chambers, and the combustion chambers are taking forever. I've gotten them down to, like, I shaved down all the extra lips that were in here. I haven't touched any of the valve seats or anything, but there was some humps right here in the center, and they were, you know, protruding out, and there was like a deep cut going inside of here. So I smoothed these down just a little bit, and I did it very carefully. I don't want to hurt anything, so I'm going to work on everything that's in between this line and down, so like the whole dish here of the combustion chamber, and I'm going to try to polish these up as best as I can. Also, let's see, this is the intake side right here. These are pretty well done. I got to go over and final pass them, finish polish everything. Let me see if I can get a light for you guys to see in here. There we go. They're a little filthy inside right now, but that's to be expected. I've been shooting dust all over everything for a while now. But these came out pretty good. I've got a lot more work that I have to do on everything. And yeah, it's a super big project to do this. It takes quite a while to sit here. Luckily, it's cold, snowy out, icy, sub-zero on nights now, so I'm just going to keep working on this. But I did pick up this awesome new piece of kit. This right here, it's a big Dremel, and I got it at Harbor Freight. It comes with a really solid end, and it takes a like a keyway like you would use for a drill. I have it around here someplace. Let me see. My eyes are hiding it from me at the moment. But regardless of what it takes to tighten the chuck and knot, it's down here someplace. It works fantastic. It's probably on the bottom of one of these magnetic bases. If I look, I always end up getting it stuck to something. She ain't there. Where did she go? Now I'm worried. Where did I put my thing? Probably looking right at it. I don't know. I'll find it. Anyways, guys, I've been down here messing around with this for quite a while now. So let me go over the final plan here. Now, initially, what I was going to do was take this to the machine shop. I was going to order up another set of valves because the previous ones that I had, I thought were just too far gone. They looked a little pitted, and I actually got a couple of them right here. So I was going to order some brand new GSC valves. I have the Beehive springs. I was going to get new keepers, guides, cams, seals, a Kigley HLA, everything. And I was just going to have the machine shop do a new valve job on it and resurface the bottom of the head after I was finished polishing everything, getting all the scale and burrs off of it. But what I found, these have been sitting in the chem dip for such a long time now. Let me see if I can get you guys a close-up shot. Everything that I thought was bad on them is coming off. And if you look real close, there, I think you can see, that was what I was worried about. If you look right here on the bottom of the transition, you see that little chip right there. That is carbon, and it's all coming off. And if you look around this side, there's really no pits in anything. Let me see if I can get you a nice close shot. Sorry. Let's see. There, you can see right along the sealing surface, there's like little flakes right in the center of the screen. That is actually carbon coming off, and this is the worst set that I have. I thought that these were pitted and bad, but if you look in the light, you can kind of see it starting to flake off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up a bench grinder, and I'm going to hit these again and see if I can make these look nice and pretty. So basically I have a brand new set of BC cams coming in for this engine and head. I'm going to hold off on valves for the short term. I've got pricing for my valve job, and my new valve guides and seals are going to go in at the shop. Once those are done and this is all resurfaced again, we're going to be ready to start putting it all back together, and we will have a way better cylinder head than what I have. I actually do have a little bit of leak down, a little more leak down than I'd care to say. So some of the boost pressure is obviously leaking out. My compression numbers are a little bit low, but when I had the cylinder head off over the summer and did the head gasket, I noticed that it's just from the valves being caked up with so much carbon. I tried to clean some of them off. I could have done a valve job and put it back together, just relapped them and thrown them back in the car, and that probably would have solved a lot of my issues. But hell, I got a really good price on a cylinder head, so now I get to do it the way I want to do it and experiment and do my first time porting and polishing and share it with all you guys. So it's kind of fun. So anyways, what we're going to do right now, if you look, let me get a light on here, you can see we've started to go across and polish some of these. And what I'm going to do is focus solely on one cylinder and just show you guys what it takes to get one of these to look nice and smooth and get a nice mirror finish. It takes quite a long time. Again, taking some tips from Jaffro, because he polished his cylinder head and all those extra parts and did a beautiful job on it. I'm going to try to follow in his footsteps a little bit and work with what I've got. I've got some different consumables, some different polishing compounds, and a pretty significant bump up in basically the girthiness and strength of my Dremel head here. This thing's an animal. I think it was like 45 bucks. It's a Harbor Freight, so I highly recommend. I think it's a half horsepower or something like that, but the last one, the end of the flex shaft started melting because I'd used it so much. I'm just going to start knocking some of this stuff out. I want to see if I can get one of these finished completely, show you guys what it looks like. Real quick before we get into this, I wanted to show you guys why I really like this new Dremel tool. If you'll see on the floor here, I got a cord going to a foot switch, then I have another cord going over to a power, well, basically plugging into a power. There is two places you plug this thing in, and one feeds up to the ceiling to the unit hanging right here, and it's foot pedal controlled, so you don't have to mess around with setting speeds on the machine itself or up on the ceiling. You can actually just control it, kind of like a TIG welder. It's perfect. So variable speed, it's great. Also, I have a couple of these. This is my second set now. These are like quick release heads from Dremel, and these are great for putting these pads on, because basically you just got to slide this thing on. Let's see if I can do it one-handed. I'm pretty sure I can. Once you get this thing on here, it slides on nice and easy, and you easy lock it. So you just push this down, and you'll actually see once you get it set on here, there's a little gap on the bottom. Let's see if we can get this to focus. Once it's lined up, you just click it into place, and these little pawls on the end open up and lock the sandpaper in place. And I like to leave it overhang on the end just a little bit so I don't hurt anything while I'm doing this. Also, this is nice and smooth, so if you do bump something, it's not going to hurt anything. My last one, I was wrapping the little chuck with tape and keeping it safe. So this J5 stuff, or E5 rather, this is for hard metals, stainless, cast, polishing, and it's very, very solid stuff. I mean, this is essentially a stone. So we're not going to get into using this right yet. We're going to use that with our brand new buffing discs. First, we're going to attack a cylinder here. We're going to work on, I guess we're going to just start right here. We're going to pick the first one. It looks like it's pretty rough. There's a lot of grooves and stuff still in it. And we're going to attack it with 120. And once we're done with 120, we're going to bump up to these little buffs, which are 180 and what's the other one? 280. So one is a 180 and one's a 280. So we're going to go 120 on the sanding wheels, these little guys. Then we're going to bump up to 180, and then, I'm sorry, the last one's 280. So once we get it to 280 and get it all nice and smooth, I have some little sheets of 800 and 600 and 1000 grit sandpaper over here that we're just going to do like a light wet sand on these combustion chambers with. And once we're done with that, we're going to bring in our buff pads, and we are going to make one of these cylinders look beautiful. Alright, you guys can already see there's a pretty significant difference here. If you look in here, it's starting to blend in really, really nicely, actually. And this is kind of what I had before. You can sort of see how pitted looking it is, and it's rough. So this is definitely the way to go. You want the sanding buffs. You want to do it this way, for sure. Bumping up from grit to grit to grit to grit. And like I said earlier, I did knock some of the high spots down already, but this is already looking noticeably better, and I can actually tell it's like tacky when you grab it with your finger. You can feel the smoothness with the rubber glove that I'm wearing. So like up here you can tell that it's dirty. Down here you can just, it kind of grips it, if that makes sense. Kind of like when you stick your like a sweaty palm against the paint of a car or something and you pull your hand, it kind of like screech. You can kind of feel that it wants to do that here, as opposed to being smooth and slippery at the same time, because it's, you know, uneven and dirty a little bit. So this is coming out really well. Here, let me see if I can put a little spotlight action on it, give you guys a little better reference. There you go. You can see that it's got that nice sheen to it now. And if you look at this one, it's got it somewhat, mainly just down in the centers. I haven't really ventured too far out into the edges of the combustion chamber, but it's nice and even and bright across this. And then over here you can see it's kind of just in the bottom there next to the spark plug. So now we're going to move on. In this cylinder, we're going to move on to polishing. So we're going to bust out some of our brand new polishing tips. These right here, we're going to put a couple of these on real fast, and we are going to try working with our brand new block of rouge and just see what we get from a before and after. You can kind of see this is our before, obviously, and I guess we're just gonna work our way across all 4 cylinders. I'll just record number 1, obviously. I'm not gonna bore you guys with all this. Anyways, I'm gonna get after it. I'll see you guys back here with the polishing in 1 second. So with a minimal amount of time, guys, I've been down here working on this for probably 45 minutes now. We've passed through a few passes of different grit sandpaper, and this is the before. And after doing just a quick, probably 5-minute polish with this rouge stuff, you can see it's alright. But then, if you pan over here, you can see it's like glass. Look at the shine on that. That is so much better. I'll do it before and then an after. And if you look on the left hand side here, that's really, really mirror finish. Obviously there's some areas that I did not sand that great, but I'm not gonna call it quits here. I'm gonna go back through everything again and just fix it up a little bit more. But I just wanted to show you guys the effects of just a little bit of polishing down here. Just like Jaffro did it, it does come out amazingly. So I'm going to spend a lot more time on this, probably another 3-4 hours, and get this combustion chamber area all smoothed out down the line. Like I said before, I roughed it out a little bit the day before, and once I get these all nice and polished, if I have any more of these little puffs left over, these little guys, if I have any more of these left over, I'm probably going to go back through the intake ports and just hit them again, because these things are fantastic. So, yeah, I'm going to stick to this for a little bit longer. I'll see you guys once I'm finished. Okay, guys, I have been down here for going on probably 5 hours today. It takes forever, but I have to show you this. My mind is blown. The whole time I wasn't in the best light, and I looked up, and all of these combustion chambers started to look really, really good. Look at the shine off those bad boys. That's from the Ace Hardware compound that I showed you earlier. Oh man, I can't believe it. Let's get a little closer here. If you look from the side, you can see each one of them is nice and shiny now. Almost finished. They've got a nice mirror polish to them. I can't believe that I got these results just from polishing wheels. But I mean, this is my best one right here so far. All the little grooves are gone. It's starting to look super clean. So I was just really excited, and I had to show you guys that part. I'm going to work on this for a little bit longer. Let me show you again. These little buff tips from Harbor Freight are fantastic. Sure, they shoot little stringers all over the place. I mean, you can see them. There's a little pile of them right there. They kind of launch off all over the place, but through this whole process so far, I have used a tiny little chunk of this compound. So I am super excited. I'm going to do a little bit more on the faces right here, and I think I'm going to probably leave it at that. I don't see any other reason to go further other than fix a couple of little scratches that I can still see. Like this one's got some markings on it. You can clearly see that in the camera. Let me zoom in on that a little bit for you. But other than that, we're looking all right. So now I'm pretty good with all this. I don't think I need to do any more of this polishing in the combustion chambers. They're all looking really, really, really good. Oh, snagged my wire. So I'm going to leave those alone now. I am so happy that it came out that good. Now, the next thing, however, I think I'm going to make a couple of passes through here and try it in. Let me see if I can show you better. I gotta clean this stuff out. There's stuff inside of there. Hold on a second. There. Now you can actually see what I'm talking about. It doesn't look too terrible in here. It is pretty bright. And now it's wet, so it doesn't really do it justice, but you can kind of see. Let me show you here. This side, you can see there's still some divots and some imperfections and stuff on the walls of the cylinders, or the walls of the runners rather. I'm going to go through, and I'm not going to completely polish the same stuff exactly how I did the other one, but I am going to hit at least down there around the guides and the bowls and these upper radiuses and the lower radiuses. I'm going to try to do a little bit more work on this thing. It is kind of addicting. Jafra warns you, once you get into it, you're like, wow, I can make this look very pretty. I might as well continue to polish more. No, I'm not going to even think about doing the entire cylinder head. No, I just don't have the time for that. I would love to, or have it blinging and shiny and beautiful looking and mirror, but no way. That's a huge process. He's actually covering that right now. I just want to have function, and we'll clean it up obviously at the machine shop when they hot tank it and make it all look nice. But yeah, I'm gonna get back after it, guys. I'll show you the progress in a few. Okay, boys, I'm calling it a day. I've been down here forever today. Got a lot done though. We're polished up here. Got the intake runners resanded, getting ready to hit these boys with some polish also. And we're gonna leave it there. So thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Take care.